Does this kid want to unify the entire continent, making the demon race and monster race bow their heads? With this thought, Zhang Yuan's expression became more dignified and solemn. It's not that he has a small belly, on the contrary, Zhang Yuan is very proud. Most demon race and monster race powerhouses have personalities like this. As a demon venerable, he has to consider this aspect. Thunder Dragon thinks so too. If that's the case, even if the two demon race and monster race join forces, they can't resist, they can only let it go, otherwise it will be a disaster. Hearing his question, Xianxia glanced at him thoughtfully, then laughed. The demon senior doesn't need to think too much. I won't be able to stay long this time. I'm afraid I will leave soon. Leaving soon? Zhang Yuan was stunned, and he glanced at Thunder Dragon, both extremely surprised. Xianxia has no ambition. Yes, the excitement in the Star Territory makes me linger, so I don't plan to stay here for a long time. Xianxia laughed. Thunder Dragon eyes lit up, and he quickly asked, is the Star Territory very exciting? If it is possible, can Holy Master Yang tell me? The other powerhouses of the three tribes of humans, monsters and demons also stretched their heads and looked at Xianxia as if they were listening carefully. Yeah, let's talk about it. The old man is also very curious. Xiao smiled and said, although he came here and heard a lot of news about the Star Territory from Ling Taishu, but the news has also what Ling Taishu heard from Xianxia. He didn't witness it with his own eyes. It always lacked a bit of flavor. Now that Xianxia himself is here, he naturally wants to check it out. Master Ancestor has ordered, so the disciples will naturally not fail to do it. Xianxia chuckled. After pondering for a while, he said without hesitation, there are indeed many wonderful things in the Star Territory, many things we have never thought of before. In the hall, everyone listened to the utmost concentration. Time went by little, but everyone listened with a gusto, and their expressions gradually became excited. The vastness of the Star Territory made them marvel at them, and the charming scenery and abundant cultivation materials in the Star Territory made them yearn for it. Saint Stage, Saint King, Void Return Stage, and the existence of the Void King realm made them feel ashamed. They fully understood the meaning of the term frog at the bottom of the well. According to Xianxia, most of the cultivation stars in the star field have extremely rich world spiritual energy. Saint Stage is nothing at all there, only the strength reaching the Void Return Stage barely considered a strong one. Only the Void King realm is considered a real big shot. Everyone's blood was burning and boiling, and their eyes flashed with a look called desire. They yearned for themselves to have such a cultivation environment and abundant cultivation materials. They are eager to go further in their own martial arts and become the legendary Saint King Realm, Void Return Stage, and even Void King Realm. Xianxia didn't add anything wrong, but calmly explained his understanding of the Star Territory and what he had seen and heard over the years. But this was enough. After he finished speaking, everyone's mood was ups and downs, and they couldn't calm down for a long time. Xianxia saw all these wonderful and magical things, but they were on the Dongxuan continent, and they fought to the death for something the cultivator of Star Territory didn't care about and even regarded as garbage. This discovery made everyone depressed, frustrated, and even deeply ashamed. Zhang Yuan and Thunder Dragon, who were tit for tat, looked at each other, and both laughed bitterly. Suddenly they felt that the previous fight was naive and childish. Well, the Star Territory is so wonderful, the old man can't wait to take a look. If he can experience this kind of magic in his lifetime, the old man will have no regrets in this life and death. Xiao took a deep breath. Thunder Dragon and Zhang Yuan opened their mouths, as if they were trying to say something, but in the end they couldn't say it. There was silence in the hall for a long time before Zhang Yuan sighed, and asked with some interest, then I dared ask Holy Master Yang, what is going on? Why does he gather the powerhouse of human race, demon race, and monster race here? Hearing his question, Thunder Dragon quickly turned his eyes to Xianxia, very curious. Xianxia responded with a smile, to take you to the Star Territory. One stone stirred up 1,000 layers of waves, everyone's body was shaken, and their eyes were dull and excited to look at Xianxia, as if they had never expected him to say such a thing. It is undeniable that Xianxia's various descriptions have roused the yearning and curiosity of everyone present on this star territory, and they all want to see what the star territory is like. But, is it easy to enter the star territory? They didn't have the ability to break into the star territory, so they could only stare, envious of Xianxia's opportunity, and admired Xianxia's courage and strength. But now Xianxia threw an olive branch to them. Everyone was stunned. Of course, I won't force you. This is just a proposal. I will leave in a few days if you are willing to come with me. If you're not willing, you can stay. I am coming back for this purpose, Xianxia added. Is this true? Zhang Yuan stood up suddenly and looked at Xianxia with scorching eyes. Holy Master Yang is not kidding. Thunder Dragon was also incredulous. Although they don't know what the price is for bringing people into the star territory, it's definitely not too easy. If Xianxia has this ability, he will definitely give priority to relatives and friends on the human side. Now he actually sprinkled this favor on the demon race and monster race. Both Zhang Yuan and Thunder Dragon couldn't believe it, and they were a little confused in their excitement. No kidding, Xianxia replied sternly. After getting his affirmative answer, both Zhang Yuan and Thunder Dragon were stunned. After a long time, Zhang Yuan asked solemnly, "Dare to ask Holy Master Yang, what do we need to pay? Surrender to you and be loyal?" Hee hee. Xianxia grinned with some mockery on his face, and said lightly, "What need do I have with your allegiance? Well, to say something not very polite, I can just use a finger if I want to sweep the entire Tangshuan continent. If I want you to surrender allegiance, there is no need to talk so much nonsense with you, just use force to suppress it." Zhang Yuan and Thunder Dragon instantly sweated. They didn't think that Xianxia was speaking wildly. They had learned that he had already reached a higher level of tyranny from Xianxia's previous explanations, and that was really not something they could resist. This young man has long surpassed the generation of legend regarded as the supreme demon god by the demon race. He went farther and stood higher. Even if the great demon god is resurrected, he can only look up to him. Then, Holy Master Yang, Thunder Dragon looked at Xianxia hesitantly. You are all old friends. If I can help, I just want to help. No other idea, Xianxia said lightly. Both Zhang Yuan and Thunder Dragon looked ashamed, wishing to find a hole to drill down and never come out to see people again. Suddenly, Zhang Yuan held his fist solemnly and said, "Holy Master Yang is a very high-spirited gentleman. It seems that this Zhang Yuan is rude. If I offended you, please forgive me, Holy Master Yang." Thunder Dragon also quickly expressed his apologies with a sincere expression on his face. It's okay, you are all leaders of the clan, and you should consider about the people's future. Xianxia waved his hand indifferently, saying that he didn't care. The two powerhouses look better now. There are many wonderful things in the star territory, but there should be a lot of danger, right? If Holy Master Yang brings so many people into the star territory, can he protect the safety of those people? Thunder Dragon asked with some worry. There is definitely danger. So, whether to follow me or not is all voluntary. It depends on how you choose. Of course, you can also choose to stay. Perhaps Tangshuan continent will rejuvenate and become like other cultivation star in the star territory one day. You will be able to feel a deeper level of martial arts at that time, but at this time, some are uncertain. Xianxia smiled slightly and looked at Xianxia deeply. After refining the star source of the star and becoming the star master, Xianxia's aura has obviously improved a lot after breaking through to the void return stage, and the gray layer that has been covering her body seems to have become a lot lighter. As long as she can continue to advance and break through at such a speed, one day she can stand at the pinnacle of the star territory, and at that time, even the entire Tangshuan continent will benefit. This matter is of great importance. Please ask Holy Master Yang to allow to wait a few days. I need to discuss with them carefully. Zhang Yuan frowned. That is natural. Xianxia nodded lightly. Immediately ordered the people to take the strong men of the demon race and monster race to rest, and let them discuss the matter. There is no need to discuss with the human race. The nine heavens holy land, the relatives and friends of the central capital, and even the soaring heaven sect, have decided to follow Xianxia into the star territory. Of course, there are disciples who are unwilling to leave their homes and want to stay behind the sect. Not everyone has a fearless spirit of adventure, willing to gamble their lives for the illusory beauty, which requires great courage and yearning for higher martial arts. However, in general, there are not many such people, and each sect occupies about 30%. Everyone has dispersed, and there are still many things to deal with. Soon, the hall was empty, and Xianxia smiled and walked towards a pair of women who appeared to be twin sisters. As Xianxia approached, the breathing of the two women seemed to rise slightly, as if very excited. "Jiaer, Mayer, long time no see," Xianxia greeted with a smile. There were too many people just now, and he didn't have time to talk to the Hu sisters. Now that he is free, he naturally wants to talk to them. Moreover, they seem to be waiting for him here. The two women on the opposite side smiled slightly, and said in unison, "Long time no see, are you okay?" "Very good." Xianxia nodded and frowned slightly, a little dazed. He kept turning his eyes on the two women, but he still couldn't tell which was Hu Jiaer and which was Hu Mayer. This discovery made him scratch his head constantly. Those who have practiced the same siblings' divine art not only have their original slightly different appearances become exactly the same, but also their own temperament and the aura in the body are the same. They seemed to be alone when they stood there. Moreover, their cultivation has actually reached the level of second-order saint stage, just as the elder Shu Wei reported at the beginning. This cultivation speed is a bit scary. Xianxia was secretly speechless. To be continued.